Hands in the air, throw your hands in the air, throw your hands in the air. You don't care.
It's on, sis.
Oh, hello, everyone.
I knew you was going to do that. I knew it. I told you you were going to do that.
Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining us. Oh, thank you. Welcome.
As outtakes, because I don't take them off. I do not take them off. They start, that's the way
I was throwing my hands in the air. You should have
just don't care. Woo, woo,
yes.
woo.
Hello. Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining us in the Elaboration Room once again. Today, as we do every day. Oh, yeah. She always get mad when I leave that off. Thank you for joining us in the Elaboration Room with two sisters of one. She always tell me when I leave that off. But thank you for joining us today. See, I wasn't ready because I can't stop laughing.
That's why I told you I will start it right now and then kick it to you. But that's okay. Go ahead.
So today,
prim and proper.
Today, we're going to explore the power of communication and the thought of living authentically. Ladies and gentlemen, what we're going to be discussing today basically is the phrase that many of us have heard. We've heard it, either we've said it, we heard it. It carries some weight with a lot of people with conversations that they have. It calls for honesty and integrity and consistency in our communication. But what does it really truly mean to say what you mean and to mean what you say? Because that's what we're going to be talking about tonight. We're going to talk about say what you mean and mean what you say. So I'm going to kick us off tonight because sis told me I was. So I'm going to start with say what you mean.
I said, and I meant it because I said.
When I think about say what you mean, it more so means to me that it's this power of clear communication. That means you want clarity of what somebody is saying. You want them to say what they want to say and mean what you're actually saying. So when you say what you mean, for me, it's about being clear. It's about being direct. It's about being honest in your communication with someone. It's about expressing your thoughts and your feelings and your intentions in a way that accurately reflects what's inside of you. But why is that important? For me, clarity. It prevents misunderstandings. So if I'm saying to you exactly what I'm saying to you, I'm actually meaning what I'm saying, honestly. So when you think about that, when you're not giving someone a clear understanding of what you're saying, it leaves too much room for their own interpretation.
Yes, it does.
We know what happens when people put their own assumptions and interpretations on something that you are saying. They might be receiving it a certain way. They might take your words completely different than what you're trying to say, change the direction that it was intended to go. I remember one night in Bible study when I was teaching the ladies, we did, the little whispering somebody ear and then tell the next person and then tell the next person. By the time it got to the first end of the line, it wasn't even what I said in the beginning of the line.
Because people hear what they want to hear.
And that's exactly what we're talking about. And when that happens, that leads to confusion, frustration. It can even lead to conflict between people because somebody said something that they didn't understand and they just took it and ran away with it. So I'm going to use a scenario about this. So just for example, let's say you're at work and your boss asks you, to take on, let's say, just a new project. I want you to do something different. You already swamped, but instead of just saying, I don't have the time or I'm not able to do the project and give it the attention that it deserves due to my current workload, you say, sure, I'll do my best.
Okay.
There we go. What happens next? You might end up overworked, overwhelmed. The project might not meet the expectations that your boss thought it would meet. Your boss might be disappointed with all of that, all because you didn't clearly communicate your concern.
Yeah.
And that's how we are in life with people.
Yeah.
We are so busy trying to please people. We say yes.
And then we get upset.
Oh, yeah.
Because we feel like people are taking advantage. But you
Yep.
opened up the door by not being concise in what you really
Exactly.
You didn't speak
Exactly.
your truth.
Exactly. And that's what happens to us because we want to be in this place where I don't want to say no because I don't want a person to think some kind of way about me. Or I don't want to say no because I don't want, well, in this case, I don't want the boss to think I can't handle it. Well, you can't handle it.
So
Just
speak
be
your truth.
honest. Just be honest. Speak your truth and say what you mean. Be honest about it. Because when you say what you mean, you're actually building more of a trust with an individual than just trying to take on the project and then you can't complete it.
Mess it up. Right. Right.
When people know that you will speak honest to them and openly to them, they are more likely to trust you more than if you said you would do something and then didn't do it to the expectation that they know you can do it because you've already been overwhelmed and worked with something else that you're doing.
Yes.
So if you give them that trust, and because to me, trust is the foundation of a strong relationship, whether it's personal or professional. It just is. So if you consistently say what you mean, others will feel confident that they can rely on you and your words instead of you saying yes to something you know you can't really do because you're already overworked and then it doesn't meet the expectations that they know that your work level can be, then you're in a place of feeling kind of disappointment. So why struggle with it? Just say what you mean and mean what you say. Don't be fearful to say no. No is a complete sentence. Don't be fearful to say, I can't do it right now, but if you give me the opportunity to finish my current project, and if I can meet the deadline, I can. Or just say, can you assign it to Jill because I can't do it right now.
Yeah.
You have to be honest with what you say. And then when you mean what you say, the integrity of that will follow. Because
That's
now
right.
you're following through with your integrity.
Yes.
So if we look at that and we mean what we say, this is the best, this is the part that where your integrity means that they now see that my integrity means I'm going to follow through. Not my integrity mean I'm gonna have do this and I'm gonna have do this because I'm trying to please you and get them both done. But it's not the best of you when you're trying to do two things and it's not going to be to the best of your ability.
And it
So
also solidifies who you are.
definitely.
If you say no, now Reverend Yo is giving an example of a workplace scenario. But when I was teaching, I used to do parent workshops, and I would attack this topic. And I would say what you mean and mean what you say. And if you do that with your children, then they know you mean business. But if you say no, you can't do this, and then you go, okay, go ahead and do it. You're wishy-washy, and people, it becomes confusing. And then when people take you for granted and say, oh, she said no, but she doesn't mean no, I'll be able to talk her into it. Your feelings shouldn't be hurt because you are not sticking to your words. You are not meaning what you just said.
That's right.
And quiet as it's kept, the same thing goes for husbands.
Yeah, same thing.
Mean what you
Same thing.
say. Let your no's be no's and your yes be yes. And
That's the word. That's the word. That's in the Bible.
that's it.
Mm-hmm.
And that's it. Mean what you say and follow through. I remember
That's the point right there, following through. Because
that.
your words, when you mean what you say, you're showing that your words have weight.
Yes,
You're
yes. Let me tell
demonstrating
you,
that
like
you are reliable and that people can count on you. That's the consistency between words and actions when it comes to building credibility.
that's it. And I can remember when the boys who are now men, when they were younger, and we were standing in a McDonald's. And you have heard a parent say in the McDonald's, if you don't stop playing in this line, we're going to leave. And they kept playing. I said, if you don't stop playing in this line, we're going to leave. Now, I should not have had to give them that second response, but I did. And they kept playing. And I turned around and said, let's go. And they looked at me, and I headed out the door, and they headed out the door. A man followed me, not to stalk, to the car, followed us to the car. And he said, I want to commend you. And I said, what? And he said, you told your sons that if they kept playing in the line, you were going to leave. And you did it. I said, yes. And that's how they grew up, knowing that if I said it, I meant it. If you were about to get in trouble, that was it. And the youngest is the one who would push the ticket. He would push the ticket, but he learned not to push the ticket with his mom. He would push the ticket with his dad. And I asked him, I had gone away on a conference and came back. The oldest son, Ian, he said, Mom, Sean just wasn't listening to Dad. And I said to Sean, just me and him, why aren't you listening to your father? And he says, well, Dad's just going to yell and that'll be it. I said, but you listen to me. He says, well, yes, because you may do more. He says, yes, because you get upset and you follow. He says, Mom, you'll go ahead and do what you say you're going to do. And I said, yes, you should listen to your dad for the same reason. But that's what happens when we don't communicate clearly and stick to what we say. We're sending mixed signals, and we cannot get upset when those signals become mixed and people take it for their benefit the way they want to hear it. Because as we said at the beginning, people hear what they want to hear. They hear you say no, but they know that you don't mean no and that they can change your mind. So your communicating isn't working.
And when we think about that, that just shows the respect that they have for you. Not saying they have for their dad, but the respect that they have for you is because they know you mean what you say. They know mama don't make empty promises because mama gonna do what she said she was gonna do. So when they look at that, and not just her kids, we're talking about all kids, when you tell your kids something, follow through with it. Because when we just say things, they know, oh, she just gonna yell or she just gonna say that. When you speak with intentions to people,
yes,
and your actions align with your words, you will get results.
Yes. Now
you will get results.
My thing on communicating, we could talk about this for a minute, and I don't hear it. I am loud. My family is loud. And my husband and I was just having that conversation. And sometimes it's the loudest voice that becomes heard. So in other spaces, I may be loud. When I was in the classroom, the first, when we would have back to school night and the parents got to meet the teachers and all of that, and I would tell them, I am not yelling at your child. I am loud. And the children would come to understand that Miss Theresa's not upset and she's not mad. She's just loud. And one of the communicating points is it's not always what you say, but how you say it. And my tone is pretty much loud, more times than it's not. And people say, oh, you sound like you're upset. And I'm not upset. But I guess I'm supposed to talk like this all the time. And I don't
I'm loud, so we in trouble because I'm loud.
And I don't talk like this all the time. So if I say, take out the trash, take out the trash. But no, that's not how it's going to come out. I may say, can you take out the trash? And my husband knows I'm not being harsh and I'm not being mean, but it's my tone, and some people can't handle that. But it's me.
Yeah, it's Yeah, I understand. Trust me, because I'm the same way. I don't have a quiet voice. I'm a loud person. I preach loud. I talk loud. It's just who I am. Some people can understand that because they've been around me. They see me. They know me. People who may just meet me may be like, but that's just your perception
I
of
like
who
that.
I am. But that's just who you think I am. But I am really just, you know, actually one of, in my opinion, one of the kindest persons. My tone may just be a little bit different, and because the way I say things and I speak, proper, people take that as some type of offense
Sarcastic kind of.
to, yeah, but it's not. It's just who I am. I'm not going to say anything different. I mean what I say and I say what I mean,
Yeah.
because I stand on what I say. Because if I speak with that authority, when I speak with authority, I'm not speaking to try and be power over someone. I just speak that way. It's who I am.
Yes.
But some people take it, however they choose to take it, offensively or whatever. But I don't make promises that I'm not going to keep.
That's me too. And
Don't.
don't make
I'm going to
promises
say
to
what I
me that you're
say.
not going to keep.
Yeah, I'm going to mean what I say. And then, so when you hear me say something, I'm not just going to be a blow off, or, just whatever you feel, however you feel about it. When we're stepping into this society that we're in now, so many words are misconstrued by people's interpretation of what we say.
And you know where it gets done the most is in these doggone text messages.
Oh,
Because
yes.
I'm telling you, everybody who's watching this show, if you know me and you are sending me a text message, the voices in my head are repeating your text messages to me some kind of way. And if we had had like a little bit of a discussion that became very serious, I'm reading this text message and it's coming off harsh, and I want to know when.
Yeah. But
Call
and
me
my
and let me
husband,
hear the tones in your voice.
my husband tell me that all the time. He was like, he'll say something, and I'll be like, that's not, I'll be like, what did you just say? And he'll say it again. And then I have to think about it for a while before I respond. So I'll come back like maybe some 20, 30 minutes later. And then I'll be like, when you said da 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 da, I ain't like what you said. And he'd be like, I didn't say that. I said, yes, you did. I said, you said da da da. He's like, no, that's how you interpret what I said.
That is what happens in these text messages. So many relationships have been screwed up because of these text messages. And because I know AT&T is really bad with it. The text messages that don't come through.
Or
I'm
the
so
ones that auto change your words.
wait a minute. I'm sitting somewhere else and I send him a text message. And then I come home and say, you didn't respond to my text message. I sent you that text message and I needed to, and you didn't respond. And he said, babe, I didn't get your text message. I sent it. And he pulls out his phone. He said, so I have now stopped with the you didn't respond, because he'll pull out his phone and say, I didn't get your text message. And I'll be like, oh. So, yes, you better make sure, call and say, did you get my message? Or just call the person. We are so behind a
You don't reply to
screen.
my text, I'm gonna keep texting. If you don't reply to my text again, I'm gonna be calling. You don't answer my call, I'm coming home.
But we are so much behind the screens,
We are.
the
We are.
computer screens, the phone screens, the
Yeah.
tablet screens. We don't talk to each other.
Yeah.
We're
Yeah.
not calling each other. We're not just talking to each other.
Yeah.
And that is so sad. And that
So
communicating with each other in person or voice to voice
it's
makes
not
a
like that anymore.
difference.
It's not like that anymore. Everything is, oh, just shoot a quick text. And I know we're all busy, we all have lives, but sometimes you just want to pick up that phone and call that brother or that sister, that friend, that your mom, your
Yeah.
dad, whatever, and just make that call. For me personally, I don't talk to my mom every day, She'll text like she's texting me during the show, you guys. She's texting me during the show. Um, um,
Your mom is great.
when I don't hear from her or a couple of days or whatever, I'll look on social media. If I don't see her on social media, then I'll normally call her. Hey, she don't answer, and then I leave a message, and then I wait, and she'll call me back. Then I'll call her again, and then she don't answer, and then I'll text her, and then she don't answer. And then I'll call my sister. Hey, have you heard from mom? She ain't responding to my text. And she was like, no, I text her. She not responding. Something. Then I'll call my aunt. You heard from your sister? And she'll be like, no, I ain't heard from her. Dad be like, something ain't right. Let me find out where my mom is. So then I get on Facebook and she posting on Facebook. How you posting on Facebook and ain't responding to my calls and texts? I ain't see your call or text.
But that's what I was getting ready to ask you. Do you go online and see if she's posting, and then you say, oh, well, she's all right, she's posting, and you don't try to call her or talk to her?
No, but if I call you or I text you, I don't care if you post it or not. You call or text me back.
Yes.
I
Yes.
don't care if you post it or not. I want to physically hear your voice, because we get to the point where everything is a text message. But, it's sad to say, but one day, we're going to want to pick up that phone and hear that
You
voice,
not
which
be
I
able to.
always hear
That's
many
right.
people say, and you don't be able to hear that voice. When my dad passed away, I didn't talk to him all the time, but I knew so many days out of the month, he would at least check or call. So I always got to hear, hey, baby girl, what are you doing? Or how you feeling today? Oh, I'm fine, et cetera, et cetera. I would always get calls on my birthday. I would always get calls at Christmas, all the holidays and my birthdays. I always got calls. Well, those stopped because I don't get those anymore.
Yeah.
But it's just the point that pick up that phone sometimes. Just pick up the phone. And the worst thing to do is text when you're mad at somebody. Don't do it. Call them or talk to them.
Yes,
Because
sir.
the communication is key. So when we're talking about mean what you say and say what you mean, we really want to practice both of those with consistent, because
Consistency.
there you go, consistent. Actually, I'm trying to say when you practice both consistently, you create a powerful synergy. That's what I'm actually trying to get out. Because when you think about it, you become someone who is not only honest and clear in your communications, but also someone who is dependable and trustworthy. So when we're talking about mean what you say and say what you mean, because we switched over to communication, so I'm bringing it back because that is part of this. But we want to stick to when you say what you mean and mean what you say, because the combination is incredibly powerful in our aspects of life when we truly say what we mean to say.
Yes. And we have to, since we have become so high tech, we forget that nonverbal communication, when you are in someone's presence, is just as powerful.
Yes, it is.
As vocalizing.
Yes, it is.
In your community. Your body language, remember that? Your body language, facial expressions is just as important as the words you say.
Yep. And we all have it, because it's probably some people's presence I walk in today and just be like, hi. They already know that's fake. I ain't gonna even lie. They already know it's fake. Hi. I'm
But
just gonna
you
be
are
honest.
not presenting what you mean.
Yes, it is, because what I really want to mean, I don't want to say. So I ain't gonna say nothing, because then I'm gonna have to mean what I say and say what I mean. But as we wrap up today's discussion, we want to leave you with this thought. Saying what you mean and meaning what you say isn't just about communication. It's about being authentic in what you say.
Speaking your
About
truth.
living and being in alignment with your values and your beliefs,
Yes.
and is being your true self.
Yes.
That's what that's about. So when you commit to practicing saying what you mean and mean what you say, you're not only improving your relationship with others, but you are also cultivating a deeper sense of self-respect and integrity. You
Yes.
become someone who is clear, confident, trustworthy, both to others and yourself.
Ta-da!
Ta-da! Throw your hands up, throw your hands up, throw your hands up.
So always be straightforward in your communicating.
Yes.
Always be straightforward and follow through. Your parenting spaces will be so much better for it. So much better for it. And it takes away the confusion.
Yeah.
Because that's where the doubt comes in when you are wishy-washy about it. So
Definitely.
hope that we have given you something else to consider
Yes.
in the space of communicating.
Yes. And we thank you for joining us in the Elaboration Room with two sisters of one. If you found this episode helpful, please share it with someone that you think might benefit from it. And don't forget to subscribe for more insight on living an authentic and communicating an effective life. Until next time, stay clear, stay honest, and stay true to yourself, because that's what we are all trying to be. So be brave, be strong, and be different. Ask, and it will be given unto you. Seeking, you shall find. Knock, and the door shall be opened unto you. Believe in yourself and encourage yourself. And in all things, remember, seek ye first the kingdom of God and his righteousness, and all these things shall be added unto you. Peace and blessings, our brothers and sisters. Until next time, in the Elaboration Room with two sisters of one, be blessed.
Bye-bye.